Welcome to Just a Fan Podcast, Episode 6. I'm your host, Skullcap, and how you doing this morning, evening, or at night? And I'm playing Voltron, a game that I always wanted to play growing up. When you get to be one of the 5 of the lions. I am playing the Red Lion, and it's really fun. I believe it's still on the PlayStation Network, but I'm not really sure. So you can go ahead and give that a look, or you can just watch me playing and see how it is. Force Friday happened on Friday. At first, I didn't know what that was because I saw it on Twitter and I saw all these cool Star Wars stuff going on. Come to find out, it's just a new line of Star Wars toys that's coming out because of the new movie that's coming out in December. And so I took a look at Toys R Us, and it was a really good setup. I on a bunch of stuff like the Lego Millennium Falcon, that's $150, but I believe that's worth it. But for right now, I can't get it. There's the hover drone too, Millennium Falcon. Oh, I would really want that, just to hover around the house. I wouldn't want to go outside because now I'm hearing that people can actually try to take those things down if they want to, and it's crap. But if people are pee-pee Tom, we don't need that crap. So either way, it was really a lot of good stuff that I saw, and I wouldn't mind getting. But man, I'm telling you, this generation of where lack of money, I just have no money for all this stuff. But it's cool. I think it makes the collectible more better for me than just go out there and just buy everything like everybody else does. Because to me, it would just feel like a whole bunch of piles of stuff that I just need to have, unless better than just a collectible that's more precious to me than just giving it away. That's just how I collect, and that's just how I always will collect. I'm trying to decide what to talk about today, but I already have my main thing. I'm just giving a little opening. So I collect ornaments for every year at Hallmark, and the book has been out, and there's 3 ornaments I'm gonna get. There's the Predator creature, has his mouth open. There's no face mask. There's the Batmobile from Batman Forever. It's nice and blue, and yeah, the movie was tacky or whatever, but it was great in its time anyway when I was growing up. So I'm just gonna grab it because it's a cool vehicle and I wouldn't mind driving it. And then the last, but not least, Holiday Darth Vader, where he's wearing an ugly Darth Vader, ugly Christmas shirt, where it's a Stormtrooper, one of his Imperial Walkers, and then TIE Fighter, and he's wearing a Santa hat. I mean, that looks so classic. So it's coming out the beginning weekend of October, so if you want to get that, go head over to the Hallmark store, and you can get these lovely, just original art pieces from Hallmark, because I've been collecting for like 4 years now, and I got a whole bunch of collectibles of ornaments, and it's really nice. I really like being different than just the regular ball, regular tinsel, regular star. I want different, and it's really cool. I got a nice blue tree too, so I can't wait to show that to everybody. Yeah, if you go like on my page on Skullcap Just a Fan on Facebook, you can follow me, and then you can see everything of when I show you the tree that I'm gonna put up. I'm gonna put up in November. I always like looking at my tree, so I go in November to the beginning, right after Halloween, and then for 2 months. But last year I didn't put it down until like February. I couldn't stop looking at it. It was so great, and then I thought about the work I had to do, and then I finally decided to put it down. So now let's talk about why you're all here. We are here because I found this. Excuse me. I found this on Facebook, and yes, I like to, when things do catch my eye, I like to talk about it. So this is what caught my eye, and I am a Big Bang Theory fan. 9 things you should never say to a Big Bang fan, and I'm thinking, really, we're doing this now? We can't say anything to each other to where, but I kind of understand on some of this list of what you shouldn't say, because why be mean to one another? The whole point of the show is give each other help and ideas, and to be in to flourish, to better succeed in yourself, because you have a mind, you have a hot girlfriend or whatever, or a nice boyfriend, or it's just I don't know. I think it's a good I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word right now, but I think it helps people within their daily life, even though it's a TV show. So, okay. Number 1, geniuses can't be chic. I didn't really understand that until I looked it up. I believe it's because they don't, smart people don't dress. I think it's about dressing up, where they're not like suited. They dress down or something. I couldn't really understand it. If you guys want to write a comment below what that means, help me out. But I'm assuming it's where you dress different than everybody else, than proper than everybody else. And I'm thinking, how is that a rule? I mean, if you want to dress in a suit, you dress in a suit. If you want to dress like the great original T-shirts that I like to buy, get from Shirt Punch and Ripped Apparel, well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being different, being who you are. Who cares? See, that one's a little ridiculous. Number 2, my oh wait, here, I like to say it this way. My fandom is better than yours. It's like, what? Come on. There is no such thing as better fandom than yours. I mean, just because you like this certain somebody on a TV show better, or like the whole show better than this other person, that doesn't make you better than that other person. That means that you have the responsibility of helping that person out, of understanding some of the episodes, or like, oh, did you miss this episode? Well, here, it's on this season, this disc, and here you go. You want to borrow it? You want to borrow it? I mean, that's how I look at it. It's like, I believe there's no such thing unless you make it a thing, and then I think that's just ridiculous. So, I believe, if you're a fan, if we're all equally fans, help each other out. I mean, there's some things that I sometimes don't understand, and then, I go on Facebook, and it's like, okay, that made it a little better. So, I believe that we can help each other out than just, like, I'm better than you. Number 3, theme parties are overrated. I guess they're talking about where Amy Fowler she did a theme party for Christmas. I forgot what it was. It was a weird party, but I like being different. I like doing different things than just, Christmas party, Halloween party. I like Halloween parties, but like be different party. Like Raj always did a theme party. He did like that scavenger hunt, remember? And I think it was season 6, or no, I think it was season 6. Correct me if I'm wrong. Season 6, and he did that scavenger hunt. I thought that was amazing. I always wanted to do that, but I didn't have enough friends to do that, and then how to figure out to do it in the first place. So I don't think that's a problem. I mean, if it's overrated, it just means you lost your interest of having fun, and you just want to go do your own thing. So, okay, keep it to yourself and move along, where other people could just be cool on their own. That's how I look at that. Number 4, Brainiacs never gets the girl. And they had a thing on because of the show. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with it, because lately I've been hearing that there's a lot of girls that like smart guys, and there's a lot of cute, beautiful women that are smart themselves. So, and they get the hunk guy themselves. So it just depends on whose interests are who. I believe it's like half and half. I mean, the only reason why I don't believe it, because, well, okay, I'm not a brainiac, so that's why I don't believe it. But I believe that everybody's different. And lately, like when I see a certain person, it's like, oh, they got this guy and they got that girl. So to me, it's just all about like who wants to be with who, and there's really no specify. There's no believing that that's true. There's just somebody just saying mean stuff. See, that's what I'm talking about. Mean people are talking to somebody saying, you're a brainiac. You don't get anybody cooler than who you are. And it's like, really? You're cool by yourself. You don't have to be somebody else just to be with that person, I mean, you could be yourself, and guess what? She'll come to you, or he'll come to you. It just depends on, I mean, there's so many people out there. Don't worry about that one person over the billions around the planet. So really, you'll find that person. Probably not the person that you're looking for, like your crush, but guess what? You'll get it 10 times better. That's what I believe. So, number 5, adults shouldn't read picture books. They're talking about comic books. I don't understand why that's a thing either. Excuse me. I enjoy comic books, like, I think since 2010. I've been buying them since in the 90s, and they were only Sonic comic books. But the thing with me is, I didn't really like to read because I wasn't really good at it as well, because, pronunciations and trying to figure out like what a certain word means. So I just looked at the pictures, and that's all I did. But since 2010, I've been started reading them, and I've been getting into the stories, because growing up, I always figured like, oh, why read a comic where I can just watch the TV show? But then when the TV show is gone, then what do you have? But then I've come to find out that the comic books are so different than from the TV shows or any of the movies. So you get another variety of thinking of a different universe of whatever they're doing for that character. So I believe reading picture books actually helps the imagination, because my imagination is limited. So it actually helps you think of better things than like whatever that writer, the drawer did, to get your mind going. I believe that would help you out more. And then who cares? It's just a couple sentences and then you're done. It's not like it's a whole novel, like a thick. You're not even seeing. You guys are not even seeing this because I don't have my webcam. But like a thick, imagine a social book from high school, thick book with no pictures, and if you can't get into it, see. Most people can get into it because there's pictures. Most people can get into it because it's just words, so everybody's different. I can't get into it unless it's a picture book, or unless I am reading it just regular, so it kind of depends. But I like picture books better because they are more fun, and you can get a better mind of vision than just your little... some people's minds are just closed off a little bit than just expanding, and other people's expand even more. So I think comic books are way better than just reading regular words, than trying to get your own imagination, because you're trying to think of what they're doing, and then in a comic book you're seeing what they're doing. So I believe that is a very value. So no, adults should read them, because guess what? Adults are writing them. That's the killer I've been learning. Like adults been doing comic books, they've been doing video games, they've been doing cartoons. Adults are doing that. So why couldn't adults enjoy that? Heck, adults are doing puppets for Sesame Street. Why can't adults, let their children enjoy that? So, once again, keep it to yourself if you don't believe comic books are the way to release stress or whatever. I think they're great. Number 6, one knock is enough. Basically, they're talking about like a knock where Sheldon knocks, knock knock penny, like he just kept, he does it 3 times. My thing is, you can knock once and then somebody probably couldn't hear you. I think if you knock 3 times, I think that'd be enough. Like knock 1, and when you knock 2, get a little louder. Knock 3, get a little more louder, and then the person can hear you. So 1 knock is not enough. I think you have to, because you do 1 knock and then they don't answer, you have to do it again. So I believe enough, how many knocks you believe is enough, not just 1 knock. I mean, 1 knock is not enough for me. Here. So, done with that. Number 7, lullabies are for babies. They're talking about when Sheldon wants Penny or his mom to sing Soft Kitty, so you can feel better because you're sick. I believe that is accurate. I mean, no matter what, we always keep forgetting that we are kids, but we're taller. We're grown up, or we're just taller. We don't have to change because society wants us to change. We change. I mean, we change because you want to change. I mean, yeah, you can act a little adult, but you don't have to kill your inner child. That's how I look at it. So yeah, if it makes you like. When you sing a lullaby and your mother did it or whoever did it, it brings you back into a peace time of better peace with yourself. When you're like sick or something's happening, or when you're in like a strange place, you want something to comfort you. Yes, lullabies are not for babies. They're for everybody who can make themselves comfort. I mean, if you haven't been sung a lullaby and it feels weird, guess what? It's not for you. So you'll probably think it's for babies, but other people, it takes comfort for themselves. So who cares what you think? That's how I look at it. I mean, there's really no lullaby singing. I'm not really into music at all, so not really into lullabies. But the thing that really comforts me is like playing video games or reading picture books, comic books. I mean, that actually relaxes me because you're going into like a different state of mind of comfort and calming. That's how I look at it. Number 8, seating arrangements are so 7th grade. Yeah, good luck with. Oh, no, hold on. They're talking about. Mainly, they're talking. I don't even know why I'm describing this. I mean, if you're a Big Bang Theory fan and you're listening to this, you kind of know what's going on. But I'm just talking to the people who are actually watching Voltron and they have no idea what I'm talking about. Basically, they're talking about Sheldon has his own spot in his own apartment, and he has a Pacific spot. He has to sit there. But tell you the truth, I've been noticing over time that we do that anyway. It's not 7th grade. It's to now. It's mostly like he feels comfortable in that certain spot. And he gives that whole spiel of, air and this and the lighting. But you know what? Isn't that like accurate anywhere? Like when you're in your own home and yes, you have guests, you have your own specific seat. But they gotta find their seat because they don't live there. You do. So yes, you have your specific seat because you're comfortable in that seat. When I go to work, like for the break room and stuff, I have my own specific seating because I feel comfortable right there. I mean, same thing with high school or college or whatever you went to. You get your assigned seat and you're there for the semester or for the whole year, and there you go, and you're comfortable because you picked it in the first day. That's why I try to go in the first. I'm out of high school, but I mean, like back then I try to go to the first day of class, so then I can pick it, and then guess what, that's my seat no matter what, nobody touch it. And yeah, I mean, it's just comfort for you, because I don't like people sitting behind me. I don't know why, but I don't like people sitting behind me, so I try to sit in the back as much as possible. And if I can, maybe like third up from the back, but other than that, if you sit all the way in the front, basically they're going to pick you for answering stuff, and somebody's in the back, and they're bothering you, excuse me, and you can't do nothing about it. But when you're back there, to me, when you're in the back, you see so much better stuff. You see people goofing off, you see people doing stuff, and then you see them mocking the teacher a little bit, and they're just trying to do stuff. But when you're in the front, you're just paying attention in class. That's my deal right there. So I believe they're assigning seat is not for 7th grade. It's for everything because you feel comfortable in that area. This is all about comfort, the way I'm looking at it. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but. Now, number 9, I think that one is an aggravating subject because it actually affects me, because I grew up with this stuff. Let's do it. Number 9, you're too old for video games. Are you out of your mind? Really? Who is saying this? Who is saying this? We gotta get them. Okay, do a search party because they're talking bad about video games. I don't know why people are saying this now. I mean, video games are so popular than before. I mean, yeah, growing up, a lot of people is like, you play video games, you're wasting your life. Are you kidding me? People who design the video games are making money as we speak. Even the people who run the companies are making money. I mean, come on. I mean, well, it's not all about making money. It's all about making art in the character that you want in the it's like a comic book. You want your certain character in a certain area of fans that want to play or read your character, and that's the whole point of being a fan. And once again, see, video games are so great. They help people out. They help me put a center. And yes, yeah, if something doesn't happen on a video game and you die, yeah, you're gonna yell, but it's not like out of anger. It's just out of frustration. And there's some people who go over and beyond by playing like 12 hours a day on a certain game, but that's their thing. But video games help people out. Like I've joined. I teamed up with Extra Life. Extra Life is a non-profit organization where we play 24 hours of video games. Coming this November 7th to help Children's Miracles Network Hospital. I hope I said that right because I gotta re-look it up again. I want to keep saying this right because I joined this up last year. We play 24 hours of whatever video game you want, or it doesn't have to be a video game. You could play a board game or whatever, but it helps sick and injured kids, fund their getting better. Because whatever is going on in the hospital, whatever money I raise or people around the world raise, it goes to their specific hospital that they're playing for, that they're showing support for, and then they go ahead and then they just pay the bill for me. If you really think about it, whatever money I get, it pays their bills and it helps them out, because I believe we all need to help each other out in this world, and that helps them out, and video games are helping these people out. And then there's another organization, I forgot what it's called. There's other organizations where there's people who are these kids or people are in hospitals, and come on, you've been in a hospital for it. I've been in a hospital when I was a kid. It was boring. They had these little ass TVs and there's really nothing on. What they do is they created this little thing, this little station, and it has a TV on its own. It has its cart, and there's an Xbox or a PlayStation 3 or if it's updated. I don't really read into it because I'm always at work. But they bring it there, and that's where the money goes. That's where their money goes. This is a different organization, not Extra Life. But that's where their money goes. It goes to the money goes towards fixing these gaming centers. So then when and they wheel into the kids' area of where they're at, and they can just play video games just to release their mind, their state of mind of being in a hospital, because being in a hospital sucks. I've been in a hospital. I don't like being in a hospital. I always feel like I'm being lied to, or something's going to happen to me, or whatever they're sticking. I don't know. I just don't like hospitals. And playing video games puts your state of mind in a different area than just your pain or suffering or whatever is going on. You could just have fun in a different world. There's another organization that does similar with comic books. They dress up in cosplay. There's Batman, Batgirl, there's Supergirl, somebody's Spider-Man, and they go to kids and they pass out comic books. People who donate comic books that they're not using, or they go to the store and they buy it for them, and they give to sick kids around the Valley of Vegas, and they just pass out the comic books. Maybe later on within another podcast episode, I'll get all the information for this, so you guys can go ahead and help them out too. Same with Extra Life. You can go ahead and look up extralife.org and look them up, and then you can sign up and play video games to help sick and injured kids. And they help. And his story with the comic books, they help them. It helped him out, ease his mind, because he was a junior in high school, the guy who started this whole the whole organization of, passing free comic books out for sick kids. And that's what kept his pain and his mind off of the hospital, was the imagination of the picture books that they claimed to be in here. So it helped him out, and he wanted to help kids out too. So people donate comic books, and then they get a donation, and they just pass them out. They do runs around the valley for hospitals, and they just pass out comic books by their favorite character, or right there, or another character, and they dress up. And I think that's amazing. See, that's what I'm saying. All that stuff is irrelevant. Nobody's too young for any of this stuff, because people get inspired by these characters, and they just do more and beyond things. So I know I trailed off, but it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Video games help people, and there's all that stupid myth. I say it's a myth, where they say where people video games give people violence. That is such a lie right there, because Penn and Teller's BS bullshit. There were seasons on there for I think it was Showtime, and they're on CDs, but they're not on Netflix. They're on DVDs. They even proved that there's this kid that he liked Call of Duty no matter what. He plays it. He just loved it. But they had him try an actual gun. There was a gun range, and they actually tried to shoot a gun. He shot it. He cried. He couldn't, because it's louder. It jerks you. Games are, unless people know how to use a gun. And with me, I don't know how to use a gun. I shoot a gun on video games, unless there's like press X or R2 or L1. I have no clue. So it does not train you. It does not teach you anything. It doesn't give you violence either. It releases stress from the world today. Who gets violence and stuff? Workplaces, other people who are picking on from like this little list that I'm reading here. That's how I look at it. There's no facts behind it of what I'm saying, but I believe there are, the way how I'm saying it. Because you know what? If video games give violence, if Video games get people violent. Do you know how the world would be like destroyed by now? So no, it actually helps people out. Sick kids to people who are stressed out. Video games helps everybody, even the old style gamings. I mean, that doesn't prevent violence. So I'm just saying. I know I went off track, but it doesn't matter. That's how I feel about it. I thought that number 9 was ridiculous. Whoever's saying it, that means they just don't enjoy themselves. But think of it this way. If you are a person that says that I don't like video games and you should be playing them either, and you play Candy Crush on your phone, you are playing a video game. So you are a hypocrite to yourself and to everybody else. That's how I look at it. I mean, if you're playing games for Facebook, it's the same shit. Video games and video games. So that's the list, and all of this is this is all about comfort. That's how I'm looking at this list. Like, like I was explaining to you, comic books and video games. That's all sorts of comfort for yourself. Lullabies are comfort. So and then dressing different, comfort. Being a better fan. I don't understand that. Some of these are just people who get comfort out of this, and the other people think that's ridiculous. I don't know why, unless they're jealous that they can't do it because they have an image to keep for some odd reason. I mean, get loose a little bit. Come on. So I think that was fun reading this. I'm gonna try to do this more if they have more questions, like more of a selection, because I got this from Facebook. So. Well, that's all for today. I have some more gameplay, so keep watching me play the Red Line on Voltron. And I hope you had fun. I had fun talking, and hopefully I didn't get you guys more confused than you showed up than you already were. So I'll trying to figure out how to end this, but you know what? I'm not gonna end it like all dramatic and everything. I'll just I'll just see you guys later on in another episode of the podcast, and you have an amazing day. Later.